Hey, hi. Um, I decided that I'm going to make like sort of an update in between games on my bucket list. Um, just to, I don't know, document what I'm feeling. There's probably no one watching, so it's basically an online journal diary, essentially. Obviously, this type of stuff's been done to death. This is obviously inspired by the Weekly Schlap, which is where I've learned about this type of format. And he learned it from someone else, so I'm not even going to bother to remember, because I don't know. But I'm kind of treating this channel as like a diary as such, just to get my thoughts down in one place. Like, with the bucket list, obviously, it's not called a bucket list for shits and giggles. Usually you make a bucket list because you're planning to leave. Now, I'm not planning to sort of say leave anymore. Turns out suicide's kind of bad for you. Shit's not healthy, who knew? But I really did struggle with it when I was younger. And one of the big reasons I never committed to it was because of this bucket list that I always wanted to get done. I'm in a lot better of a mental state now. I feel confident that I can do this bucket list that I always wanted to do. But mental health in general is kind of just a big thing for me. 'Cause I really did struggle with it for a long time. I figured recording my thoughts and experiences of just how I handled different situations and what I thought, sort of on the off chance if there was anyone watching who was struggling with the same things I did, maybe my experience could help. But more and less, it's like a personal web journal. It's kind of hard talking about this stuff with personal friends or family, and I figured putting it out on open air would at the very least get it off my chest so I can just stop holding on to it, I guess. I'm planning to keep this channel kind of secretive from my friends and family, which is weird to be transparent and anonymous at the same time, which is the hardest part about talking about what you're struggling with is in person there's a face behind it, and when you talk about it in person to people you're worried they'll change their view on you, look at you differently, the whole 9 yards, when in reality you didn't want anything to change, you just wanted to get something off your chest, that type of deal. I think I phrased that wrong, but I hope that you guys get the idea. And I plan on keeping the whole channel pretty private for my personal life and all that. Which is funny as I say that, because I'm pretty sure in Spider-Man a big lesson they try to teach you is you shouldn't try to live two lives. But Spider-Man was a guy who saved literal lives, stopped trains and shit. I'm just some dumbass behind a laptop. It's also nice kind of doing this, because you can't really beat games in a week, especially with a tight a schedule as and I really want to keep a consistent upload, I guess. Speaking of consistent, I figured if I was going to go gimmicky, I was going to go super gimmicky. And since the main premise is me going down my bucket list, I decided to call this a drop in a bucket, which is a really lame name, but it's kind of smart at the same time. Unlike the bucket list, there's not going to be really any consistency with these, just kind of what was on my mind, whether it be like past experiences, current experiences, what I'm hoping for the future, all of that. You know, like that one idea I'm obviously stealing. And hey, if this channel even goes anywhere, maybe I can dip my hand further into that stolen cookie jar and answer shit. But to keep it $1.50, probably not. Despite me saying I'm not struggling with thoughts of suicide anymore, really, if something were to happen, and that's a big if, I at least want to say, well, at least I didn't take it to the grave with me. I think that would be the biggest regret of my life. Ending life, granted, given the situation I just described. But like I said, nothing's actually going to happen. I doubt it anyways. And if it does, I can at least say I got it off my chest. And in my mind, every time I say stuff like that, I just think I sound pretty selfish. But safe to say, I'm probably never gonna see anyone's face if they do watch this and maybe give me advice. My family's weird. My friends are weird. They don't know how to react to this type of stuff, which is, I don't blame them. And in my personal life, I don't want to be known as that guy who sits there and bitches about all his problems to the guy who has their own problems to deal with, I guess. So I do it anonymously, where I can't be judged, like a real man. I mean, I can, but faceless anime profile picture hatred only goes as far as my laptop battery life will. And even if it does get to me a little, it's probably 1,000 times better of that than having my family sit there and worry about me because I'm not talking about shit. Or if I do say something, I say something concerning. And before you say anything, yes, I know, real champions of the realm men actually bury their sorrows in liquor. But my family struggles with addiction, so I want to try to stay away from shit like that. On a plus side, with the bucket list, a lot of games want to tell a story. And a lot of stories have a moral around them. A moral of the story, one would say, perhaps. Lame fucking jokes aside. Like I said before, I pretty much conquered everything I was already struggling with. I'm definitely in a better place of mind. I can come to terms with a lot of things I've done and seen, I guess. It's just a matter of getting it off my chest, like I just got done saying. And the slight hope that maybe someone goes through something similar, and how I handled and what helped me come to terms with my situation would maybe help someone else. And even as an adult, most of the stories are pretty funny as an adult. Just when I was living through them, they were pretty fucking traumatic. And I don't even know how useful my advice would be, because 9 times out of 10 for me, it just boiled down to, oh, yada yada, something something, teenage hormones, now I need to make up for it. As of recording this, I'm 19, I just barely got done with my teenage years. So I'm not the fucking wisest. There's plenty of other people that could probably give better, more useful information than me. Just hoping on the off chance that this fucking dumbass advice does help. I just hope it makes someone else's life a little bit better. Or get through tough times quicker. But who knows. This is the first of many drops into said bucket. Still proud of my naming scheme, by the way. Can't change that no matter what you say. Honestly, they should bring me on for SNL. I can single-handedly save the show. Because I'm clearly just a walking fountain of creativity. As you can tell by the stolen video idea. If you watched all the way through, thank you a shit ton. You're a very cool guy. Or girl, I don't judge. Nevertheless, I'll talk to you next time. Fucking insert PewDiePie bro fist.